Hello everyone, this is Lopamudra Dev once again with another video. Hope all of you are doing well and all of you are safe too. So let's start the session with the motivational quote. Today's quote is मेरी तकदीर को बदल देंगे मेरे बुलंद इरादे मेरी किस्मत नहीं मोहताज मेरी हाथों की लकीरों की. So instead of believing on destiny or something like Kismat or Hatho ki Lakiro, you should believe on the hard work. You should believe on your own capabilities. You should be devoted towards the goal that you want to achieve. The goal will surely be yours. So instead of believing destiny, believe in yourself. You will definitely be reach to your destination. So let's start. Today in this video, in this session, I will discuss something about principles of curriculum construction. In the previous videos, I have discussed something about curriculum like the characteristics of curriculum. We have discussed about various definitions, meanings of curriculum. Today we will be discussing about the principles of curriculum, or you can say the principles of curriculum construction. Like while during the construction stage, what are the principles one should keep in mind, that principles which will make the curriculum an effective or successful one. Will be discussing about those principles. Okay, so some principle I have listed, and accordingly I will discuss each and every principles with you all. So the first principle that is listed here is stability to age and mental ability of the children. Like we all know about various stages of development in an individual, like from birth till the end of the life, an individual goes through various stages of development. So we call those stages as developmental age. Like childhood, like it starts from infancy, then childhood again divided into later or early childhood, then it comes adolescence, then adulthood. That's how various stages of development an individual has in its life. Okay, and when an individual pass through all these stages of development, the way our physical characteristics changes, same way the mental ability of an individual also change. Okay, so in the like when a children learns something, this learning experiences at a particular age, a particular grade. Suppose the child, whether it is in preschool stage, whether it has entered into the formal school stage, depending on the age of the children, the curriculum should match or should be suitable to the age and mental development of the children. Here I will mention something like you have learned about maxims of that is maxims of teaching, where some maxims are listed, and one of the maxims is like concrete to abstract. Like when a child enter into the school at the very beginning, that is during the early childhood stage, the abstract mental ability do not develop in the child. They cannot imagine something. Whatever they see in concrete form, that only are understandable for them. Rest of the things they do not understand. Suppose being teacher, while teaching math, suppose we are teaching addition to the children. So instead of telling them that 1 plus 1 equal to 2, They don't understand anything in abstract form. Everything should be in front of their eyes. So instead of telling them or teaching them like 1 plus 1 equal to 2, we if we show them two chocolates, one chocolates and then another chocolate makes two chocolates, so that will be more understandable for them than that of the things when it is taught to them in abstract form, because at this stage of development their mental ability do not support them to understand something very abstract. Okay, so gradually when they grow up and reach the age of 11 or 12, gradually they form the abstract concept formation take place. So that time their mental ability support them to understand something which is not in the concrete form, something abstract they can understand. So that's how, while constructing the curriculum, this particular principle must be kept in mind, because the capacity for understanding changes with the change in the age of the children. So, whatever content of the subject included in the curriculum must be suitable with the mental ability and the that is developmental stage of the children. Okay, so which is very 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 important. Sometime in schools we teachers also make the curriculum, so teachers must keep all these things in the mind while making the curriculum. Okay. Next is the curriculum must satisfy individual needs and interest. I think psychology always tells us about the individual differences, that how that is being in the same age, being that is having same mental abilities, we are different from one another, because we all have individual needs, we all have individual aspirations, individual capabilities, individual interest that makes them different from one another. Suppose in a age group of suppose 5 to 6, all the individual have, theoretically they have same mental ability, they should have, but still the children of a same classroom differ from one another, because of this individual needs and interest. But though these individual needs and interests are different from one another, but it doesn't exceed the limit of the mental ability of an individual should have in that particular stage of development. So the specific interest of the students, when suppose a child always learn something in a better way where they are more interested in. Okay, some likes to do mathematics very much, some like to do history because they are very much interested in history, some like to draw very nicely because they are inclined toward drawing. So that's how the whatever curriculum is constructed, that must satisfy the special taste of each and every children that are found in different age group of the children. Like interest also again changes with the change in the developmental stages. So according to the circumstances, the situation, the children varies in their interest when in the process of development. So the curriculum planner or curriculum constructors must keep this thing in mind, that learning experiences should be designed so that it is suitable to the individual needs, interest of the students of particular age group. Then only a curriculum can be said as effective one. Okay. Now, next principle that I have listed is curriculum should be environmentally, sorry, here it should be C. It is centered. C. It is centered. CANTERD. It should be centered. That means, suppose the children, or suppose the children, those who are growing up in a environment, in a suppose like in a hilly place, a place which has high altitude, and the children those who are growing up in the plains, or you can take the example of the rural and urban children. Okay, so whatever things are taught to the children those who belong to rural areas, those information must be what to say, that those information must cater the needs of the rural environment, and same thing cannot be taught to the children those who are living in the urban areas, because when the environmental, the surrounding, everything is completely different from the of urban areas, from the rural environment. So while making the curriculum, the environment should also be kept in mind. Curriculum should be environment friendly. The content, or that is whatever learning experiences the children are getting through the curriculum, they should cater the needs of the environment in which the child is living, which is very very important. Like in the various educational commissions, they also have changed, they also have included something in the planning, that some plannings are specifically related to the rural areas, like suppose that is regarding the holidays in the school. The children those who are belong to in the rural space, rural areas, their holidays are little different. They should be allowed to help their that is parents during the harvesting seasons, but those things are again not applicable to the children who is growing up in the urban areas. So something like that, like same way, the while including the content in the curriculum, it should always be considered the that in which environment the learning experiences will be provided to the children, whether those particular learning experiences will satisfy the needs of the environment in which the child is living or not. So that is also very very important. Next is principle of correlation and integration, which is a very 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 important thing. Whatever contents are included in the curriculum should not be isolated from one another. All the content should have some relationship with one another. They must be correlated. Like when you are teaching some concept of science, you should have that is, it should have some correlation with some other subject. So that's how, while designing the curriculum, it must be kept in the mind that the subject matter of various subjects must have some relationship with each other, so that the child can that is understand the things in a better way. Suppose some concepts, suppose we are talking about environmental pollution, suppose air pollution. While discussing about air pollution, we tell the children about different layers of the atmosphere. Same thing is taught in the geography. So while discussing about the different layers of the atmosphere in science subject, some of the portions may not be that is understood by the child. So same thing when it will be repeated to another subject, the things will be clearer to them, and they will understand that how all the events are so related to one another, how they are so integrated. So the isolation of subjects or content should be discouraged while constructing or planning the curriculum, which is very, very important. Next principle is principle of flexibility. So curriculum should not be very, very rigid. It's not like that no matter what circumstances have arisen, the curriculum whatever made, that has to be followed very strictly. No, there should always be some scope bring change in the curriculum, because the aim of education is to make an individual capable enough so that they can adapt themselves with the change in environment. So if environment changes, if our surrounding keep changing all the time, whatever education we are provided, that cannot be very rigid, that should also be very, very flexible. So the flexibility should be there in the curriculum, so that the child, we can make the students or the children so that they can go with the needs and aspiration of the society as well. Okay, which is very, very important, that should be kept in the mind in the teachers as curriculum planners or curriculum constructors. So next point is principle of utility, that if you we are gathering some knowledge and there is no utilization of such knowledge, then this knowledge will be said as baseless. Okay, so there must be utilization of the knowledge. The curriculum should not be very ornamental, it should be useful. Whatever subjects are included in the curriculum, whatever concepts are taught to the curriculum, that must have some practical utility, that must provide the some technical or vocational utility of the children when they will enter into the real life situation. So the curriculum construction constructors should keep these things in the mind, that whatever things are there in the curriculum, whatever activities, whatever subjects, whatever content that are included in the curriculum must have some utility in the real life situation. Okay, that is another important principle of curriculum construction. Next is principle of creativity, which is very, very important. The innovation, we should bring the habit of innovation in the children. They should not be like blind followers of the things that are going on from year after year. There should not be simple transition of the or you can say transmission of the knowledge that are that is provided to the children. It should be enriched by application of creativity, application of creative powers. So it's not that the whatever things are there in the curriculum, they should only transmit the knowledge to the child. Instead, the content of the curriculum must develop the creative power in the children, so that they can become what to say productive or contributory, what to say, they can productive member of the society, they can be a productive member of the society, they can contribute the growth or development of the society, which is very, very important. So we should help the child to the curriculum to enrich their creative power, so that they can bring innovation in their works. Okay, that is also very important. Then principle of variety. Diversity is very much required while that is making the curriculum. It should be very broad based. And as we have discussed earlier also, that there are children which are having varied interest, which are having varied needs, which are having varied capacities, capabilities. So the curriculum should not be very confined. The curriculum should not be very narrow. It should be broad based. It should have variety of subject. It should have variety of activities. It should that is it should bring change in the depending on the environmental needs. So such kind of things should be there in the curriculum. Then only a curriculum will be said as an effective one. So principle of variety is also an important principle that should be kept in mind while constructing a curriculum. Then curriculum of comprehensiveness. Curriculum should be very comprehensive. That means, suppose the curriculum has constructed in administrative level, but the implementation of the curriculum should is done by the teachers. So if the curriculum is not very comprehensive, if the list of the topics covered, whatever activities that has to be done in the classroom, whatever that is how the teacher should begin the lesson, what are the instructional objectives at the end of the session, what a teacher expect to know by his children. So if all the things, the materials that should be used, the teaching aids, if or the process of evaluation, if all those things are not mentioned in a very comprehensive way, it is very difficult for implementation of the curriculum. So curriculum should follow this principle of comprehensiveness, where everything that are included in the curriculum should be in detail, in a very comprehensive way. Then only implementation of curriculum will be easier, and it will bring a good result after implementation. It will follow the principle of utility. It means that things will be utilized in the real life situation. So principle of comprehensiveness is also a very important principle of curriculum construction. Then principle of joint venture. So like it is not like that curriculum should be constructed only by teacher, or curriculum should be constructed by only by headmaster of a school, or curriculum can should be constructed by the philosophers, or curriculum should be constructed only by the psychologist. It should not be like that. It should be a joint venture. Like curriculum, the foundation of curriculum has its philosophical basis, has its psychological basis, has its what to say, social basis. That means curriculum, while constructing curriculum, all these things should be considered, like philosophical aspect, then psychological aspect, then societal aspect, socio-cultural aspect. All these things should be considered. And while planning the curriculum, the eminent personalities from all the sectors, like there should be some educational psychologists, there should be some philosophers, there should be some educational technologists, because nowadays we are very much inclined towards the technology, we are using some technical equipments to make the learning effective. So curriculum specialists should be there, teachers should be there, because they are the very important part. Ultimately implementation of curriculum is done by them. Then evaluators should also be there, those who are specialists in evaluation. Then subject matter experts, that is the administrators of the eminent educational institutions, the peoples from the government sector, because the curriculum has its influence on that ruling party also. So that's how curriculum should be a joint venture. It should not be constructed by a single person from a single expert from a single field. There should be several experts from several fields, those who have direct influence in the field of education should come together to construct a curriculum. So this much for today. I tried from my side to make you understand about the principles of curriculum. Hope this video you will get benefited from the video. Please do like and share the video. In case of any loopholes, you please do let me know by commenting on the comment box. To get regular notification, please hit the bell icon and don't forget to like and share the video. So be safe, be healthy. Bye bye for now.